President Bongbong Marcos leads the commemoration of his late father's 105th birth anniversary. The Octa Research Group flags a slow uptick in Metro Manila's COVID-19 infections. And Filipina tennis sensation Alex Iyala caps off her US Open run with a historic win. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Angela Lagunzad. We begin the newscast with the Octa Research Group reporting yet again an increase in Metro Manila's COVID-19 numbers. Let's get more information on this. Joining us over the phone is Octa Research Fellow Professor Guido David. Good evening, Professor Guido.
Yes, hi, good evening, Angela, and to our viewers and listeners.
Yes, 1.11 reproduction rate in NCR from just 0.93 the previous week. Should this be a cause for alarm?
Yeah, it should not be a cause for alarm because the rate of increase is very slow at this time. It's similar to the wave that we just had. The uptick a few weeks ago was increasing at a very slow rate, although we did reach up to 1,500 cases per day in Metro Manila. Now it's down to about 800, but there's a slight increase in cases. And we just have to make note of this, that, the virus is still here. It's not alarming, but we should be aware and we should be informed that cases may be spreading again, or infections may be spreading. And that's why, especially the vulnerable sector, those with comorbidities, the elderly, they have to take the necessary precautions to protect themselves.
Right, but what do you think are the reasons behind this uptick in these infections?
Well, Angela, this is most likely due to increased mobility, with more people being out. And this is not unexpected, as I mentioned. More mobility will lead to more infections. And of course, the important thing to note is that the healthcare utilization is still at low levels, and even the number of cases is still relatively low. So it's not a cause for alarm, but again, we should be informed about these things so that we can adjust our behavior accordingly.
Right, and also President Bongbong Marcos Jr. has approved the easing of face mask policy nationwide. What's your take on this?
Well, as long as the policy recommendation that was approved is followed strictly, it should not lead to an increase in infections because from what I noted, face masks are optional in outdoor settings where the area is open, and it's not in areas where there are close contacts, which means that markets and mga palengkes are not among these areas where it's optional. So what that means is if we go to a palengke, we should still wear the face mask. If we're in a large gathering, we should still wear the face mask, and seniors and those with comorbidities should also wear the face mask. But if we're, probably exercising, walking around an open area with no people around us, then it's probably not that much risk if we are able to remove our face mask.
Now, Professor, based on your projections, will we have a better Christmas this time around?
Definitely, Angela, better Christmas. Of course, we still have challenges with the, inflation, rising prices, some food shortages. But definitely, I'm optimistic that our economy will perform much better now, and more people will have more confidence to go out and, enjoy their Christmas. This time around. I think last year we had a good Christmas, but I think this time it will be better than last year. Yeah.
Well, we're all looking forward to that. On that note, thank you so much. That was Octa Research Fellow Professor Guido David. The provincial government of Negros Occidental has relaxed its face mask policy. Governor Eugenio Jose Lacson signed an executive order making face masks non-mandatory in open spaces, meaning those in indoor spaces like medical facilities are still required to wear their face mask. Negros Occidental is the latest locality to lift the face mask mandate, coming after Iloilo and Cebu City. The Marcos family and their supporters commemorate the 105th birth anniversary of former President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. Camille Samonte with the details.
President Bongbong Marcos led the celebration of his late father's 105th birth anniversary at the libingan ng mga bayani. Marcos Jr. and other family members, including former First Lady Imelda, attended the mass and wreath-laying ceremony. Different groups of Marcos loyalists likewise participated in the activity. Some even came all the way from different provinces outside Metro Manila to give their respects.
Nag-ipon-ipon kami para 17 cities para magsama-sama po lahat ang the original Marcos loyalists para umattend po ng mass offering ng ating the late president. Kasi po loyalist po talaga kami matagal na. Solid po kami. Kaya kahit ano pong activities na meron ang mga pamilyang Marcos, ay lagi po kami naroon.
Since bata pa ako, naging senador pa si Apo. Na kami, pamilya ko talaga supporter na. Talagang gano'n namin kamahal ang mga Marcos.
A mass was also held at the Immaculate Conception Church in Batac, Ilocos Norte, followed by a wreath-laying ceremony at the Marcos Monument. Senator Amy Marcos and her son Governor Matthew Marcos attended the event along with other local officials. First Lady Liza Marcos and her son Simon and Vincent were also present. Senator Amy led the Nutribon distribution and feeding program as part of the celebration for her late father's birthday.
Gagawin natin Nutribon para meron rin tayo yung mga parang cereal, mga enriched na mga bigas at lugaw, tapos may mga tinapay, may mga dry food. Iba-iba na forma ng Nutribon basta lumaki at lumakas ang ating mga anak.
Meanwhile, martial law survivors decried Marcos Jr.'s proclamation declaring his father's birthday as a holiday in Ilocos Norte. It falls on a Sunday this year, prompting the LGU to request that September 12 be declared a holiday instead. Bonifacio Ilagan, convener of the campaign against the return of the Marcoses and martial law, said this move by the president only showed his lack of respect for the nation's history. Ilagan added that this is a blatant disregard and disrespect for martial law victims. For News 5, Camille Samonte, We Are One News.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Angela Lagunzad. Typhoon Inday has maintained its strength while moving northwestward over the Philippine Sea. Pag-asa last spotted its center some 360 kilometers northeast of Itbayat, Batanes. It packs maximum winds of 165 kilometers per hour and gustiness of up to 205 kilometers per hour. Inday is forecast to further intensify until tomorrow morning before it exits the Philippine territory on Tuesday morning or afternoon. The typhoon is unlikely to directly bring heavy rainfall in the country, but the enhanced habagat is expected to bring rains over Batanes and other parts of Luzon. Filipina tennis phenom Alex Ayala makes history after dominating the US Open Girls Tournament. Ayala bested number 2 seed Lucie Havlichkova in the championship match earlier today. Ayala had a strong start, but the Czech netter gained on her in Game 7. Ayala, however, persevered and was able to take control of the next 3 games. She is now the first Filipino to win a singles Grand Slam title. King Charles III has been officially introduced as Britain's new monarch following the death of her mother Elizabeth II. The details in this report by Associated Press.
We, therefore, the Lords spiritual and temporal of this realm, and members of the House of Commons, together with other members of Her late Majesty's Privy Council, and representatives of the realms and territories, aldermen and citizens of London and others, do now hereby, with one voice and consent of tongue and heart, publish and proclaim that the Prince Charles Philip Arthur George is now, by the death of our late sovereign of happy memory, become our only lawful and rightful liege lord, Charles III. God save the King!
God save the King!
My lords, ladies and gentlemen, it is my most sorrowful duty to announce to you the death of my beloved mother, the Queen. I know how deeply you, the entire nation, and I think I may say the whole world, sympathize with me in the irreparable loss we've all suffered.
For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Angela Lagunsat. We are One News.